Back in the early 1900s, Andrew Carnegie paid a man named Charles Schwab $1 million a year. At the time, that was an absolutely unimaginable fortune. But here's the thing, Schwab wasn't the best steel expert. He wasn't the most skilled engineer. So why was he paid so much? Because he knew something Carnegie's other managers did. Men will die for a word of praise when they won't even lift a finger for $1. So how does appreciation become more valuable than money? Let's set the scene. The steel industry in the early 1900s. Andrew Carnegie's mills employed thousands of workers in brutal, dangerous conditions. Most managers used the same old playbook: threats, punishment, and fear to drive productivity. Work faster or you're fired. Make a mistake and your pay gets docked. This created a resentful workforce that did the bare minimum. They did just enough to avoid getting fired, and not an ounce more. Then Charles Schwab took over as a manager. He immediately saw the problem. These managers were trying to drive men with sticks when they should have been leading them with honey. He understood that every single human being is starving for appreciation, for recognition that they matter, that their work is noticed, that they have value. Most people never get that feeling. Not at home, not at work, not anywhere. It's the deepest hunger we have. So, Schwab developed a completely different approach. He walked through the steel mills every single day, looking for the smallest improvement or effort to praise lavishly. If a worker finished his quota early, Schwab would stop, look him in the eye, and say, "That's excellent work. You're one of the best men we have." If a team improved their efficiency even slightly, Schwab would gather them and say, "Gentlemen, you're setting the standard for this entire mill. I'm proud to have you on my team." He wasn't faking it. He genuinely looked for things to appreciate and then expressed it sincerely. The psychological effect was immediate and powerful. Workers who were doing the minimum under fear-based management suddenly started going above and beyond. Why? Because Schwab was feeding their hunger for importance. Every one of us has an ego that desperately wants to be told that we matter. Schwab understood this. Hunger is more powerful than the need for money. A man who feels unappreciated will cash his paycheck and resent his boss. But a man who feels genuinely valued will work himself to exhaustion just to live up to that appreciation. Schwab's mills quickly became the most productive in Carnegie's entire empire. Workers started competing to impress him. Efficiency soared. Quality improved. And it wasn't because Schwab paid them more, it was because he fed their psychological hunger to matter. Carnegie, watching all this unfold, realized Schwab had mastered something far more valuable than technical knowledge. He had mastered human nature. Schwab knew that praise is like a sedative. It relaxes people's guard, makes them pliable, and creates incredible loyalty. When you feed someone's hunger for importance, they become emotionally invested in proving you right about them. Now, this isn't cynical manipulation. The appreciation has to be genuine, but Schwab understood its strategic value. Men will die for a ribbon, a kind word, or a moment of recognition when they wouldn't even cross the street for extra pay. Schwab's success with this approach made him one of the most valuable executives in industrial America. He eventually became the first president of U.S. Steel, that $1 million salary.